Hey guys, this is Budget Bug Out. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. Super Bowl Sunday, big day. A lot of the gun stores in my area are having Super Bowl specials on handguns. What the Super Bowl has to do with a handgun, I really don't know. I guess it's just a marketing ploy. But since I did my first video, a lot of first-time people with guns, people that don't own guns, have been asking me a lot of questions is, what do I do when I go into a gun store? What are some of the things I should worry about with holding a gun? And what are some of the guns I personally would recommend for first-time gun owners? So I'm just going to dive right in. I feel it's my responsibility as a responsible Second Amendment lover just to go over some of the safety features, the safety rules of carrying a gun, especially for that first-time gun owner, or even for some people that have been in the gun culture for a little while, but that maybe aren't practicing these things, okay? So I'm going to go through it real quick. There's there's a myriad of gun safety rules, but these four main ones are easy to remember, and if you follow those, I promise you, you will never have a problem. Number one, treat every gun as if it's always loaded. Even if you just get it from the gun store and it's in a box, treat it as if it's always loaded. Even if you've just ejected the round, you know there's no gun in there. You've looked and seen there's no ammo in there. Treat it as if it's always loaded. You'll never have a problem. Number two, probably the most important one, never put your finger on the trigger until your sights are on target and you've made the decision to shoot. Okay, never. You'll notice whenever I do draw my gun out of my holster, my finger is always up high. It'll never ever be on the trigger of the gun until I've put my sights on target and made the decision to shoot. Number three, if God forbid you are in a situation where you do have to pull out that firearm to defend you or your family's life, be aware of your target and what's beyond it. Okay, the last thing we want is collateral damage in a gunfight. God forbid there's somebody that's affecting your way of life. You can do what you have to do to end that situation carefully, but you don't want anybody else getting shot in the process. Okay, and number four, never let the muzzle of your gun cross anything you are not willing to destroy. Never. Not your iPad, not your foot, not your leg, nothing. Never let it come in contact, even unloaded, with anything you're not willing to destroy, okay? Because that's how negligent discharges happen. Similar to the shooting that we just had at the recently at the movie theater, the gentleman had said, I pulled the trigger by accident as he was drawing out, shot some lady in the shoulder. That should never happen, guys. That's just a guy who said he feared for his life of a mass shooting, obviously hasn't trained with his gun, and that's how those things happen. So let's keep those in mind as we're going forward. So, first-time gun owner, you don't own a gun, maybe you do, you haven't shot in a while, you're going to go into a gun store. It can be a little bit intimidating going into a gun store because from my experience, 99% of the people that work in gun stores are elitist idiots. They all have an opinion. Opinions like assholes. They all stink and we all have one, okay? So I would urge anybody that's a new gun owner, do not listen to anybody that works in a gun store, no matter how nice the guy is. Do your research online. Look up some of the top tactical instructors in the country. Chris Costa, James Yeager, Larry Vickers, Kyle Lamb with Viking Tactics. Any of these guys you can look up. Thunder Ranch in Oregon. These are some people I've been watching their videos. I've been taking classes for over 5 years now. And these are who I get my information from. Okay, the top guys in the industry that have been doing this pretty much as long as I've been alive, if not close to it, okay? So don't listen to anybody in the gun store. I had a gentleman the other day, I was in Sportsman's Warehouse, older gentleman. We were just, shooting the shit a little bit about guns, and he said, I've been carrying a 1911 since now. Well, that's wonderful. I know plenty of people in this world have been carrying their fists in their dick their entire life. They can't fight and they can't fuck. So just because you've been carrying your gun doesn't mean it's a good gun to carry. Doesn't mean you've ever actually used it to defend yourself. I apologize about the cursing, but it was kind of a funny scenario. So don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Go into a gun store. Look at all the guns. Try them out. Most places will let you rent them before you buy them, and that's a great way to get it. Now, real quick on that, just because a gun feels good in your hand doesn't mean it's going to feel good when you shoot it. That's why you have to shoot it before you buy it. You have to. I've had guns that feel great, shoot like shit. I've had guns that feel like bricks, and you shoot them, and you're like, whoa, this is really nice. I can handle this. So don't go off of just how the gun feels without shooting it, okay? Now, as far as for a first-time handgun owner, my personal recommendation, my personal opinion on what is the best gun to carry for a first-time shooter. I look at it like this. This is obviously something you're new to. You want to make it as easy and as simplistic as possible. Kind of like when a person from a previous generation gets a hold of a cell phone. The less buttons, the better, right? Call, text, email, that's it. So what I would recommend, no gun with an external safety is a good defensive handgun. Whether it be on the grip, like a XD or a 1911, or on the side, whether it be a safety lever on the external. Why? Because in an adrenalized state, your physical rises, your mental lowers. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to have that safety on, and a lot of people watch a lot of movies, and you think you're going to have time to pull the gun out, take the safety off. You're not. When you're adrenalized and you're under stress and you're fighting for your life or your family's life, you're going to pull that gun out, squeeze the trigger, nothing's going to happen, and now you're on the bad end of things, okay? Because you're not going to remember to take that safety off. I promise you, you will not remember. So no external safeties on guns. Any gun that has an external safety on it is not a defensive handgun, okay? You need to be able to pull that gun out, press the trigger, take care of the threat, and get on with your day, okay? So, that being said, I don't care what anybody says at the gun store, 1911s, SIGs, they're great guns. Those are for advanced people that have trained with the gun, that are just muscle memory is going to take that off. Even then, I wouldn't recommend it. That's why the Navy SEALs got rid of the SIG 226. Maybe that's not the reason, but they got rid of the SIG 226. They no longer use that. I think they're using the Glock 19 right now. So my personal opinion as far as a great gun for a first-time owner would be either a Glock or a Smith & Wesson M&P. Whatever caliber you want to choose, it's up to you. I prefer 9mm. Follow-up shots are the easiest, and you have more rounds in the gun. Ask any tactical instructor, more rounds in the gun equals more time in the fight, okay? With modern ammunition and modern ballistics, there is the minutest difference in the terminal ballistics of 9, 40, and 45. So I'm not going to tell you which one to carry. I'll tell you why I carry 9mm, because of the capacity, because of how many rounds I can carry on me at one time, and how easy my follow-up shots are with a 9mm. Okay, so I would say Glock, Smith & Wesson M&P. They're very good. They work boringly. They're boringly reliable. Okay, you pull the trigger, it goes bang every single time. I probably have about 4,000 to 5,000 rounds through my M&P. When I tell you guys, not one malfunction. Okay, and you'll find the same thing with Glock pistols as well. Okay, they just work. I like an M&P. It's a little more ergonomic, a little cheaper usually, and it feels better in my hand. It's easier for me to shoot. I'm not a big Glock guy. The shooting position's a little off for me personally. Plus, Glock sights suck. They come with plastic sights. They're always going to break on you at the wrong time. M&P comes with metal sights, so they're going to last you your whole life. And the only issue you'll ever hear online about an M&P is the trigger. Okay, I actually prefer a long trigger pull because I don't have a safety, because I carry it concealed. I don't want it to just go off if it goes like that. I want it to be a full trigger press, but that's a training issue. I've gotten around it, and I can put rounds on target just as quick as any other Glock. So I appreciate you guys watching. Enjoy the game. I am rooting for the Carolina Panthers. I just want to see, something I've never seen before. That's the kind of guy I am. So really looking forward to the Super Bowl. If you guys have any questions, please, comment. We have some amazing stuff coming up in the next couple weeks. I've just partnered up with a couple buddies of mine that are also gun lovers as well. So we got some great stuff coming up. Please look for it. And again, have a great day, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.